morning, everybody. This is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We're back out here in we call it our skinning room. It's where we skin our animals out and do our butchering and processing and stuff. Guys, today we are going to be curing bacon. Now, I have a bacon curing video up from several years ago. You can go back and check it. We'll put it in the link up here. But this is an update from that video. We are doing new bacon now. We've got the new smokehouse. We're doing a new bacon curing video with some things we've learned over the years. Okay, the first thing we have here is a pork belly. This is a 10-pound pork belly that come off of one of our home-raised grass-fed pigs. Now guys, look at the dark. This looks like beef. It's so dark. There's nothing pink about this at all. This is a pure grass-fed piece of pork here from Deep South Homestead. We love it because it is so dark red. The colors in it, I mean, they're just really nice. The fat is good. It's just a great piece of meat. With the way it cut out here, I think it's going to do well. It's real good and thick. It's a nice slab of pork belly to be making into our bacon. We're going to cut this in half right here, and we're going to take each 5-pound side here. That's going to be there about 5 pounds. It may be a few ounces one way or the other, but we know this is a 10-pound. And we're going to be putting it into 2 separate bags. We have some 2-gallon Ziploc bags that we're going to be putting it in for the curing process. So let's go ahead and get this cut. Okay guys, we're going to try to guess at about 5 pounds on this. It's not really that crucial because the mix, we're just going to make the mix up. And you want your bacon to be, your pork belly should I say, to be kind of still chilled. And this is chilled. It ain't what I call soft. It's still good and firm. And I want to give you a look at this bacon once we get it, what it's going to look like here. I can get this cut through here. This thing is just a little bit colder than what I anticipated it being. There we go. Now this is what we're looking at right here. Look at that, guys. That is a fine cut of meat. One thing I want to add here about the pork belly that we had done for our pigs, it has no skin on the other side of it. We had them take the skin off of it because we've learned that if you try to cure it with the skin on it, it doesn't get a good cure on the side that the skin is on. And plus, with your bacon, you end up with a very hard rind on your bacon. So we don't have any skin on this, for those of you who are wondering. All right, I've got Miss Wanda here. Since I've been handling the meat, Miss Wanda has a new set of gloves on there. She's going to have a good clean set of hands. I don't want to be touching the food products with these gloves from the pork. We don't want any cross-contamination. So the recipe we're going to be using today is 1 cup of brown sugar.
And this is a half a cup. So I'm going to make 2 of them.
Yeah.
Just saying. And you want it packed?
Yes. I want it packed.
And the brown sugar's where it's really at anyways, right? Good?
Looks good. I got 1. Looking good. That's good right there.
And any old brown sugar will do.
It doesn't matter if it's light brown or dark brown.
Can't you use cane syrup?
You can use cane syrup. You can use maple syrup. You can use honey. Any of these. Okay, we've got our 1 cup of brown sugar. We are going to use 1/2 cup of kosher salt. That's good right there.
More. Adding it in.
Adding that in. Now, we have what's called Instacure #1, or it's called pink salt, right there. We're going to take 1 teaspoon per 5 pounds.
So we need 2.
No, this is we're mixing 1.
Oh, you're only mixing 1, right?
Make it level now, don't overdo it. I want a level teaspoon. You got way too much in there.
No.
1 level teaspoon. That's it. Now this mixture here, this is a 5-pound mixture that we're mixing up here. Now we're going to take and we're going to mix this around in the bowl real good and get it all mixed up. Make sure it's mixed up really, really good. All right, that looks real good. That's getting the mixture mixed up real good. That's what you're looking for, is a good mixture. I'll have Ms. Wanda sprinkle the rub on the pork bellies, and I'm going to be doing the rubbing of the stuff on it since my gloves have already touched the pork. Okay, now that Ms. Wanda has the bag open, I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to carefully pick it up, and we're going to slide it into the bag. This may be a little bit of a process to get it in there, but it'll go. And once I get it in the bag, I'm actually going to take it and turn it over. Now we use the 2-gallon bags because a 5-pound section will just fit into a 2-gallon bag. Looks like pretty good. Now, we've had the pork laying here. We're going to move down to where there wasn't any at. And I'm going to get Miss Wanda to put it in my hands. Okay, hold on. We're going to put this in the bag, and we're going to rub it on here real good.
It'll be easier for it, isn't it?
Okay, now we've got most of it in here. I'm going to just let her pour the rest of it in there.
So you get the sides. Hold it open.
Okay, now I'm going to hold the top of it open here. We're just going to drop it in there. All right. We're going to rub it around real good. I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it over. We're going to rub this other side again. Real good. This thing here must be 2 inches thick.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's going to be some good bacon.
Well, this here.
In our new Epic Smokehouse.
Yeah, boy, this will be used in the Epic Smokehouse. Get this baby picked up. Slide it on down in there. Alright, now, let's just go ahead this time and let me flip this over. I think it worked a little better just to pour it in there.
It did.
Alright, you got our pink salt and all in this one?
I did.
We've got a good mixture here. Yeah, that's looking. It's on the ends all good. On the sides all packed good. Ooh, it's already pulling the moisture out. Yeah. You probably wonder why I'm dressed the way I am. It's freaking cold this morning, okay? It's like below freezing outside. We got ice from the dew and everything, and we figured this would be the best morning to do this in the in the room here that we have. My hands, I can't even feel them from touching this cold bacon here. So guys, you go to buy these bags, let me just mention, they don't have to be the good Ziploc bags, like for freezer or anything like that. They can just be storage bags, the cheaper version. Try to save yourself a little bit of money in that area. And the last video we done, we had some things in it. People asked lots of questions. They said, man, my bacon turned out too salty because they didn't look over where I actually done the pin at the top and said to use a half a cup of salt instead of a whole cup of salt. And as a result, their bacon turned out really salty. And if your bacon, even with this mixture here, if your bacon, when we get through with this process of smoking it and everything, is still too salty, once it's sliced, to get rid of the real salty taste, or even if you get bacon from another person that you just buy it from and it's too salty, and you don't like that real salty taste, once it's sliced, and right before you get ready to cook it, take about 20 minutes before you get ready to cook it, and take you a bowl about the size of this one here, maybe a couple of quarts, and put you some good warm water in it, and just submerge your bacon in that you're going to cook that morning, and let it sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes, and take it out, and most of the saltiness will be gone from the bacon. The taste of it will. So if that's what happens to your bacon, that is the easiest way to correct that issue, is to soak it in lukewarm water. Now don't make it hot water, just make it lukewarm. Soak it for 10 to 15 minutes and it'll take the saltiness out of it. And you should be able to enjoy your bacon. So guys, the next step is to put this in the refrigerator, and once a day, we want to go from this side, we want to take it up, and we want to flip it to this side. So what Wanda and I do is when we put this in the refrigerator, we leave both sides up, like this is the rib side. We will leave both rib sides up so that we know if we have done any flipping that day or not. If one of us comes in and we look and we realize, okay, the other one's already flipped it, then we don't mess with it. So that's why we do that. And we will do this for 7 days. We want to make sure our cure goes through this bacon really well. Because in the South where we live at, it doesn't stay real cold all the time. So we want to make sure that our cure is really good so that the day we smoke it, if it's not a really cold day, then we want to make sure we're cured good. We don't want any botulism or any kind of problems like that. And I know a lot of people have problems with using the pink salt, the nitrites. Now this is not a nitrate. Nitrate is used for dry curing. Nitrite is used for this type of curing. There is some speculation that nitrites are carcinogenic, but the levels that it's in the mixture that we use here, the carcinogenic side of it is so minute until it's almost non-existent in the bacon curing. I would rather take that little bit of a risk and be safe in our climate. Now, if I lived way up north where it's really cold all the time, it wouldn't bother me at all because it would stay below freezing all the time and you wouldn't have to worry about your bacon going bad on you. But down here where we live at, and it gets warm, I really, it's worth taking the chance for me. So guys, flip it once a day for 7 days. And at the end of 7 days, we're going to take this out and we're going to show you the next step in curing bacon. Okay guys, we got this one. Now here, give you a bit of a look. This is the next one right here. Look at this. Woo! It's a whole big old piece here now. All right, here we are with pork belly number 2 to cure. We had 2 pigs butchered at the same time, so we actually have 2 more of these to go, but we're going to be smoking them at different times. We're only going to cure 2 sides at once. So we're going to rip this baby in half, put the mixture on it, and get it in the fridge. Okay, now we have the second pork belly done from the other side of the pig. What we ended up with was 20 pounds of pork belly here. What we're going to see is if it's a grass-fed pig, how much bacon cures out of 20 pounds of pork belly. I want to see how much moisture is in it, how it works out. I want to know how many pounds it actually equals out with the grass-fed pigs. I kind of have an idea about in the past, but I'm not sure about pigs that have been completely grass-fed. So we're gonna give this a shot, guys, and we're gonna see how it works out. I'm hoping we get good results from the grass-fed. I'm hoping we get more bacon per pound after it's cured, because we're gonna be pulling moisture out of this. You got to realize, and I'm being honest with you, this bacon doesn't feel like it has much moisture in it to be pulled out. It feels like it's just mostly good, solid, firm fat and firm meat. So only time will tell. So hang in there with us. We're going to head to the refrigerator with this, and in 7 days, we're going to see what it looks like. All right, we have it in here. This is everything's laying on side. Day 1 is facing up. Every day that we flip it, we will write day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on until we get to day 7. Okay, guys, this is day 4. Trying to get this up here and show you. Look at the liquid that the salt has pulled out of this bacon. The bacon's done starting to get stiff. This is what you'll begin to see in the bottom of your bags. All this liquid in here. That's just a good sign that the bacon is doing its curing. Okay, guys, in 3 more days, we're going to be ready to smoke this bacon. So stay with us and watch the bacon being smoked in the Epic Smokehouse. Thank you, guys, from Deep South Homestead.